this computer. All right. We are live on Facebook. We are recording as of now. And I want to say good evening, everybody. This is Calvin Butler with the RBBS Logistics Learning Center and the National Dispatchers Network. And tonight is Tuesday night, so it must be How to Freight Broker training from 8 p.m. to 8:45 p.m. As I mentioned before, I want to apologize to all of you all who tuned in last night and then I had to abruptly cancel the transmission because I was way under the weather, more so than I had first thought I was, or I was more so under the weather than I perceived myself to be. But tonight I am doing much better. I've been drinking fluids all day, water, orange juice, got the vitamin C, got the girl flu in my system last night, slept real good, and my wife has cleared me to do this broadcast tonight. Hold on. Someone's got some stuff going in the background. Please mute that. There we go. William McKenzie. We got a whole lot of stuff going on in the background, and it's interfering with the broadcast. But she has given me the okay to go ahead and do this short broadcast tonight. We're going to try and get done by 8:45 promptly. But tonight is broker training. So tonight we're going to be going over where can you find shippers, okay? How do you get in the door? What can you use to send to them to get them to kind of give you a shot? And how do you go about locating shippers on this SIC code site? We're also going to discuss the 8 characteristics of good freight brokers. So we're going to go over those, and we're going to see what you all think about, those characteristics and the analysis, and how you can go about equipping yourself to have those characteristics, or learning those characteristics, or developing those characteristics or traits. So let's go and get started. First of all, I want to welcome everyone who's tuned in so far, and those of you who are starting to tune in. I want to say hi to all our Facebook people. Those of you who are watching live on Facebook, we're on the social media load board. We're on what else are we on? We're on my regular page, if I'm not mistaken, and let me go ahead and start sharing our screen so you all can kind of see what's going on also as well. Share. There we go. Hit that share button. All right, there y'all go. But we are on Facebook. We should be in the RBBS Logistics Learning Center. One moment. Let me pull it up here so we can get our Facebook friends involved. We're going to prove that. We got that waiting. Should be waiting. But there it is right there. 9 posts awaiting approval. We're going to approve that. So we can get on there and our friends can join us on Facebook and they can tune in. What happened there? That's not where I was going. Why did it go there? I don't know why I went there. That's not where I was going. And approvals. All right, here we go. There we are. All right, so let's get that approved. And I'm looking at that right now. And we are right here. All right, for those of you who are part of our platform, you can go to mydispatcher.org. That is your back office site. Go to mydispatcher.org. Go over to where it says the more section. Put your cursor there, drop down. It's going to pull up the dispatcher tools and resources. Okay? You're going to pull up the dispatcher tools and resources. And you click on that, and that should open up to our back office tools and resources. Now, if you're not a member, you're not a paid subscription member, you're not going to be able to access this back office site area. You can only kind of watch us on Facebook, and you can watch our broadcasts and stuff there, but you won't be able to participate live until you become an active member. Once you're in the back office area, I want you all to go down to where it says agreements, forms, and documents. I go here. Yeah. You're gonna go over here where you see the little thing with the cargoes and all that type of stuff. That is the Shippers General Freight script. So I want y'all to pull that up and be ready for it. If you're gonna, because we're gonna be going over that script shortly. But also in the tools and resources area, I want y'all to go ahead and find up top here. And you got all the boxes around the globe. If you're United States right there, all the boxes that's indicating shippers. When you put your cursor over it, it pulls up and says search 19 million shippers. This is where our members go to find their shipper. They're going to contact and you're going to pitch. Now, let's get everybody involved. For those of you who are joining us tonight, tell us some of the ways that you all go about contacting shippers. Anybody? Somebody step up. What are some of the ways that you go about contacting shippers, or that you thought you could go about contacting shippers? What have you all been doing to try and get the attention of prospective shippers? Anybody? Got some people on here now. I know y'all on here. Let's make this quick tonight. No one wants to give their perspective on contacting shippers. All right.
Okay, what's the question? I missed what you asked.
The question is, what are some of the things that you all have been trying when trying to contact shippers? How do you go about finding shippers, and how do you go about getting them to take interest in your brokerage firm?
Oh, I don't have a brokerage firm, but I have been contacting shippers.
Okay.
So I don't know if I should. Well, I just use the list of the 91 ship or 90 million shippers in the back office.
Yes.
And I found like a product. I had a hot shot that I was trying to help, and so I thought of some things like that I would fit on his truck, and so I looked up lumber, and then I called all the lumber shippers in his city, and I did find one that said they wanted to work with him, and I'm still waiting for the lady to get back with me.
So it is possible to get shippers to work with you if you're not a brokerage firm.
Exactly.
Exactly. So a lot of people have been asking that, and I tell them the exact same thing. Because there are some shippers out there who prefer not to work with brokerage firms. They want to work directly with the carriers or directly with the owner operators. Now, if you are a dispatch firm, I know it's not just broker training, but this is relevant. If you are a dispatch firm, you are a direct representative of the owner operator. So when you run into shippers that say we prefer to work directly with the owner operators, they are talking about you. You are in the perfect position to say, well, great, because that's exactly what I do. I am the direct representative for several owner-op trucking companies. They say, really? Okay, and how so? You're going to explain that. I'm an independent dispatch firm, and I am contracted. I have 5, 4, 3, 2, 6, 12, however many owner operators you have in the contract. We have those owner operators under legal contract. We are the direct representative in helping them to secure freight. Now, shippers that prefer to work directly with owner operators, they're gonna love that. Because now, not only, you're not just someone who's called up and saying, yeah, you know, I can get owner operators. No, you have owner operators under contract. It's a big difference, right? There's a big difference in someone saying, yeah, I can find owner operators. I can get your loads with owner operators. And someone said, I am under contract. I have several owner operators under contract. Okay. Then they know that you are a direct representative. They may even ask you to send them copies of what? Your dispatch agreement. And along with that, you might want to send copies of what? The profile sheet. Why would you want? Can anybody tell me why you might want to send copies of the profile sheet?
If you send them copies of the profile sheet, then they know like what type of equipment your driver has, and they know that you actually do have a relationship with this carrier. You're not just, you know.
That's true. But it also serves to do what? Because remember that profile sheet has what that owner operator needs to make his truck profitable. So you're kind of setting them up for the amount of money you need on the loads, right?
Yes.
Exactly. So if you're owner operator, if you've got 5 owner operators, right, or 6, whatever the case may be, 2 of them says that I'm a flatbed, right, and I like running short to medium-sized runs, and I got to have at least $3.75 per mile, $3.65 per mile. You're kind of planting that seed with the shipper. Okay, we want to get this owner operator's business. We've got to, have quite a bit of freight that's paying that kind of money if we want them to run it. And then you got a couple of reefers or whatever, and they're saying, well, we need 385 or whatever the case may be. Right? Then you got a couple of drive vans. They're saying, well, we need 275. So now what you've done is, without even saying anything, without doing any negotiation whatsoever, you've already set the tone and let them know that you need freight that's paying more than $2.50 per mile, right? And that could go a long ways when it comes to your negotiations. Because now you're not coming out of left field when you tell them that the average rate we've got to have has got to be around $3 per mile. 275, 325, and for our reefers, it's got to be up closer to almost that $4 mile mark. So now you kind of preconditioned them. So if they continue to want to engage you in talks, you already know that they have in front of them the kind of money that you are expecting. They already know what type of money you are expecting. So if they continue at that point, it's safe to assume, and you don't want to assume everything, but it's safe to assume they have some idea of what kind of money you're looking for. Does that make sense, everyone? Does that stand to reason?
Yes.
All right, great.
Yes, I have a question.
Yes.
Would if you send the shipper your the carrier's information, they won't just contact your carrier just directly?
It doesn't matter. You have the carrier on the contract.
For that specific shipper?
No, you have the carrier on the contract. You have contacted a shipper, right? You've already notified them that you are the direct representative of that carrier. You're sending them the contract, which is the dispatch agreement. That's a legally binding contract. Now, if a shipper goes behind your back and contacts your carrier by bypassing you, then guess what? You can file a grievance against them just like you do against carriers. They have what's the word I'm looking for? They have a code of conduct that everyone has in this industry. Okay, now I understand that this may seem like a wild, wild west at times, but there is a code of conduct. There is such thing as professional etiquette. Okay, shippers know that once you present them with a contract and say, "Hey, I have these owner operators under contract. I am the representative for these owner operators." Okay, you're the only point of contact that they have. Now, your dispatch agreement may show their phone numbers, whatever, but you can easily, write that out before you send it over to them. Or you can kind of just, mask that before you send it over to them. But even at that, they're still gonna have the carrier's MC number and all that type of stuff. Now, with that being said, they may contact that carrier and verify that you are a representative of that carrier. So you may want to make sure that before you start calling out shippers, you contact your carriers and let them know that you are going to be attempting to get them signed up with direct shippers. And that someone may be contacting you to verify that I am doing this on your behalf. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, makes sense. Yes,
Now,
thank you.
now, is this going to eliminate the chance that one rinky-dink shipper might decide to do something off-ball and try to be underhanded and, you know, do things slick? No, there's no guarantees. I mean, that's life. You know, we take a risk just to get it, right? You know, 700 plus people died last year by rolling out of bed and breaking their neck. But does that stop you from getting out of bed? You understand what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
there is a risk inherited in everything that you do, especially in running your own business. Okay, if you're afraid of risk, don't start your own business. You don't do that. Because every day is a risk. You know, that's why the gains are so large and so big. That's why the rewards are so great when you're running your own thing. Why? Because you are what? Taking all the risk. Okay, but it's worth it. Okay, all right. So you contact the shippers, and for those of you who don't know how we contact shippers, and we're going to show y'all just that. What she was talking about when she said that she reached out to the 19 million plus shippers, we give our members access to what I consider one of the best SIC code sites out there. Okay, there's a lot of SIC code sites. There's a lot of them out there. Okay, and I researched a lot of them, and there's not some of them like the old ones because they've been around for ages, but some of them are so old and archaic. This is the one that we found that gives the most up-to-date and the most up-to-date technology, and some of the tools and resources that they have are just phenomenal. Because basically all you do is once you have it set, because our account is set for this right here, because you can create an account and do your own logins, but the account that you all link to is automatically set for products and services. Because you can go here and click search by company name, but that would be no good unless you know the company's name. But what you want to do is you want to have it set to products and services. When you all sign up and join with us, when you click onto that link that we give you all to get to the Citgo site, products and services are already preset. So if it's not, it should be highlighted in a dark yellowish orange type. Okay, so all you got to do is go in there and put in what you're looking for. Now, someone give us something to look for. You know, produce, sugar, grain, lumber, electronics. Somebody talk to me.
Pipes.
What's that?
Pipes. Steel pipes.
They pipe?
Yeah.
Like P-I-P-E?
Yes.
P-I-E.
Or steel.
Pipe. So let's try that. All right. Now, under the category of pipes, we have the one category of pipe. There are 1,003 shippers that ship some type of under the category of just pipe. Under pipe and boiler coverings belt, there are 4 shippers. Under pipe and drape equipment, there are 25 shippers. Under pipe and fitting fabrication, steel, in stainless steel, there's 137 million. Under pipe and the fitting of fabrication, there's 862, and so on and so on and so on and so on, as y'all can see here. So there's literally thousands of pipe shippers. Now you see here, this is just page, displaying one of 30 pages of 528 pages. Products heading on pipe. That's a lot of pipe, y'all. There's a lot of pipe shippers out there. Let's just click the first one. That's place to start is at the beginning, right? So we click the very first one, and what it's gonna do is gonna pull us over here, and it's gonna show us all 1,003 of these pipe. These pipe right here. This is one of 25 of 1,003. Okay, so we go in here and let's click the first one, which is Global Metals of Montclair, New Jersey. Click on that, and what does it do? It pulls them up. It gives you right at the first click here, real quick, fast, and easy. It gives you all the contact information you want to know about the shipper. So no more of this going through Google and trying to find shippers and paying for a list of shippers. Why? Because at your fingertips, you have access to every shipper registered in the United States that's paying taxes. That's what McRae's Blue Book is. Okay, every domestic shipper must register with the industrial director.
What, my daddy?
Hey, how you doing? So you just doing is make sure that you be aware that you are on a live mic and this is broadcast live. Okay, but this is where every in every industrial shipper, whether it's industrial or whether it's produce, whether it's lumber, whatever it is, if they are operating and shipping shipping products here in the United States, they are on here. Now, how do we know that these shippers are in business? Because this site is updated daily. When shippers go out of business, they take them off. And when new shippers come on, they add them to the list. Now, there may be an off chance you may call and you may find one or two that are no longer in business, but it's not very likely. It's not going to be where you're going to call 50 shippers, you're going to have 40 of them that are out of business. You get that when you buy these shippers lists. If you buy a shippers list, it's like Forrest Gump. Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. Okay? You can call half that shipper list, half of them out of business. Right? Has anyone ever experienced that? In buying a shippers list, no shipper list can be expensive once you buy online. They'll tell you, shipper list for 2,000 shippers, they'll charge you $500. For 20,000 shippers, they'll charge you, $2,500. So those shipper lists can get expensive, and half those names on there, they're out of business. Phone numbers don't work. The company's since gone out of business. The company's not taking on any more clients, or just whatever the case may be. But you run a risk when you buy those shipper lists. Our students don't have to buy shipper lists because we give you direct access. And one of the other great things I like about the access that we give you all, it gives you everything you need to know about that company. Okay, it gives you the address, it gives you the type of business activity that they do, it gives you their phone numbers, toll-free number, the fax number, the website address, and it has the thing that says contact this company. You click that, it'll take you over, and you can send them a message. Okay, now also down here, it has down here get free quote from Global Metals on and other companies. Click here and select a product. Now, if you want to get a free quote on any other type of pipes that they ship, there it is right there. They have them all right there. A lot of pipe now. You can click one of these and you can submit an inquiry as to what they would, what they would pay, or if they would consider you to run a certain lane for their shipments. Okay. Now, also, if you want to get a quick snapshot or just a quick roundabout or an average of what they pay carriers to move freight from their home location, which is in New Jersey, right here, to interstate United States. Estimated shipping rates from Montclair, New Jersey to wherever you want to ship it to. Now, you go ahead and click this, it pulls up a drop down of all the states. All you gotta do is just click one. All right. If they're shipping stuff to Florida by the pallet, you got an estimate of $70 per pallet, $70 per box, and $290 per partial dry van. The partials are usually broken up into 4 sections. So if you want to get a full dry van, you multiply that times 4 and you get a full dry van. You've noticed other places are going to be more expensive. If you do Kansas, it's $80 a box, $85 a pallet, partial dry van, $580, partial flatbed, $610. If you do, let's say, Louisiana, there it is right there. If you do, let's say, Indiana, there it is right there. If you want to find one that's a little bit more expensive, probably go out towards Mexico, New Mexico or something like that, Nevada. Nevada, there it is right there. That's not as expensive as I thought it was going to be. New Mexico, very expensive. $85 a box, $110 a pallet, $120 a crate, For a 48 or 53-foot dry van truckload, $2,000. For a partial dry van, $2,050. Wow. 53-foot dry van truckload, $3,150. Okay, so it gives you a nice little, synopsis of what they would pay, who this company is. Gives you all the numbers to contact, everything you need to make an informed decision if you're going to call this company and pitch them, right? Pretty much got everything you need right here, right? Does everybody agree with that?
Yes.
All right. Now, if you want to get more detail, you can click here where it says free quote global and companies. You click that, and let's say you click on these products. You click one of those products, let me click a product. And it takes you over to this area right here, okay? Where you can actually submit your company's information or your carrier's information, all right? Ideally, this is for your carrier. You submit your carrier's information, company name, all that type of stuff, title, function, email address, phone number. Now, when you put in the email address, you're gonna put your email address. When you put in the phone number, you're gonna put your phone number. Why? Because you are representing the carrier, right? Then you can put down here city primary shipping destination, okay? Of what city you want, to primarily ship to, or it's one I'm running to. Please select a state. You select it right there. If you have a website address, put your website address right there. Put the company's website address right there. Then down here it says, well, attach a file with additional specifications about your request for a quote. Now, what would you all think goes there? What would be a good thing to attach there and send that in?
Dispatcher agreement.
Not just your dispatch agreement, but
The profile sheet.
Yeah, if you are a broker, because remember, this is primarily for a broker. So let's think in terms of a broker. If you are a broker, what do you want to send in? Your carrier broker agreement, right?
Mm-hmm.
There you go. You want to send your carrier broker agreement. If you're a dispatch, you want to send your dispatch agreement and your profile sheet. Okay, but you want to send something there that outlines who that carrier is, right? Type of truck they have, all that type of stuff. You want to attach that there, right? So in other words, you're going to attach your what? Carrier onboarding package there, right? You can attach multiple files. What I would attach is the carrier's onboarding packet that the carrier filled out with you, because every broker sends a carrier out what? An onboarding packet, right? So the broker can fill out the broker carrier agreement. Where the carrier is letting the broker know all about who they are, the credentials, the whole 9 yards. You're also going to want to attach your broker's profile and the onboarding packet for the shipper. Now, is that being a little presumptuous? Do you think? And you think that's being a little bit too presumptuous? No one has a problem with sending them your onboarding packet, right?
Right.
All right. Do all of you know what an onboarding packet is? For those of you who may not know what an onboarding packet is, let me show you what it looks like. Ship with RBBS. We have an online onboarding packet. Okay. Back when we were brokers, we had an onboarding website. This was our onboarding website for shippers. Okay, shippers could come here, they can see all our information, our whole package, the whole 9 yards. This is basically the onboarding package. If you click this, it's gonna pull up the whole package. Now, and let me show you all what I'm talking about. When you click that, it takes them over to this area here. The shipper's onboarding packet is basically a collection of all your credentials. They tell a story about who you are, and they give the credentials to back up the claim that you are a broker. You have this, you have that, you have your bond, you have the proper insurance, you have your form BMC, you've got everything you need, your W-9, your SAC code assignment, you've got all the things that you need, your certificate of liability insurance, your letter of authority, the whole 9 yards. Okay? But this is what your packet is going to look like. Over here is you put these individually and it will pull them up and you can view them. But what you're going to do is you want to send that shipper, you want to attach this packet like this right here. So you attach that packet, you click that, and when they click on it, this is what they get. They get a nice, beautifully formed, put together packet. Now, for those of you who are brokers, you always want to do a very professional packet. I don't care if you got to pay someone to do it, it is worth it. Okay, it's worth it to put together a very nice professional onboarding packet. Why? Because this industry was not geared, and it was not built to cater to the small independent brokers. That's why it's so difficult for you all to gain shippers. This industry, the broker side of it, was never meant for you all to compete with these large firms. And everything about how they do business now is catering to what? The large mega firms. Well, first thing you got to do is make yourself look what? Legitimate. You got to look like you're a nice, comfortable firm that's able to compete with the big boys. Okay? So this is your packet. Go to Z Shipping Onboard packet. Get yourself a nice little symbol, you know, of something that, some type of imagery that reflects who you are as a company. Okay? And then it comes down here, and you're gonna put together a nice story about your company. Why should that shipper choose you? Why should you partner with RBBS Transport LLC, whatever your company name is? RBBS Transport LLC utilizes the most advanced technology in the industry. Or and feel free to, you all can take this, copy and paste it, and just change it with your information. Now make sure you change the actual credentials and stuff. Don't leave our links in there and send them our credentials, because that would be illegal. Okay, so make sure you put in, replace whatever links that we have in here with our credentials and things of that nature. You can just use the wording and replace things with your company if you are a broker. Okay, but this is what your package should look like. Okay, you should have a nice little introductory section here, okay, about who you are and why they should partner with you. You know, usually a good thing to do is to reassure them with all your checks and balances and things you have in place that's going to make this shipment a very smooth, and this shipment is going to be protected, and it can be tracked, and it can be pushed there at a timely fashion, get there on time. Okay, so you're gonna have a lot of stuff here about your TMS system. Okay, does everybody understand that part of it?
Yes.
Okay, so y'all with me right now. All right, great. So you have this nice little thing here that tells them about, you know, why they should partner with you, how you are integrated with the, you know, with the latest TMS, the transportation management system and logistics software. You can have carrier verification and fraud check. Make sure that you're not loading up their $1 billion worth of freight onto a carrier who's not certified, or a carrier who's not properly licensed, or a carrier who's trying to commit fraud. You're able to track your drivers and the trucks. You're able to have the automatic route review in case something happens. You need to change the route. You can quickly, you know, reroute them and have it optimized to save the shipper the most money possible. You just want to reassure them that they're dealing with someone who is capable and who is sufficient and efficient. Okay. I apologize. That's my, you know, I can't say the name because he starts hollering out. Okay. But then after that, you want to tell them, you know, where you are, okay, and give them a brief look at your credentials. You know, your permit number, your federal ID number, your SAC code, your banking reference, you know, your property broker surety bond number, all that type of stuff, and the amount your insurance information. Okay, as y'all can see, we carried the max $1.3 million in insurance, 300,000 on the contingent cargo, cargo, and 1 million liability. Okay, auto haulers included. Now, do you need to carry that much? That's not a requirement. But as a first-year broker, wouldn't it make sense to go ahead and get the max? Why? Because you want to find every reason you can to make that shipper feel comfortable. Okay. Now I'm gonna be honest with you. Some of the large brokerage firms don't carry that much. They don't. You know, TRW. What's the other one? What's the other big one? Come on, y'all. TQL. You know, companies like that. They don't carry that much insurance. I mean, they'll probably carry about 800 to 850,000 on the liability, and about 100,000 on contingent, or 150,000 on contingent. So I guess you all are asking, why do we carry so much insurance? Because we were first year brokers. We wanted to impress shippers. So that's the name of the game, right? The name of the game is impress shippers. Okay, and we were set up to where we started out with 25 branch locations throughout the United States. Okay, it was just the way that we were structured, that we wanted to present ourselves. So when they looked us up on paper, we looked like a big brokerage firm, that we could handle what they had to be moved. And that's what it boils down to. Okay, when the shipper started looking into your profile, they want to know that you are equipped and can handle what they need. Okay, and we made the process easy for them to onboard by having an onboarding website and things of that nature. Okay, so these are the things that you're gonna need as a shipper. If you all want to see this packet, just simply go to shipwithrbbs.com. If I'm not mistaken, go to shipwithrbbs. Where we at here? Yeah. You can just go to shipwithrbbstransport.com.
Kevin, can I ask you a question?
Sure.
How much will a policy like that run you every month?
It runs you about $320 to $360 every month for 9 months out of the year.
That's it?
Yeah. I have to put down about $3,600 down.
That's still not bad.
Well, it's not bad at all. Now,
Nope.
now hold on now.
Oh.
Now that's not going to be very bad. A lot of these policies, they're based on you, your company's credit, your pay index, who your partners are, things of that nature. Now, when we came into the industry, I'm a big fan. If you're gonna do something, do it right. Don't have to do anything. Okay, you're gonna do it right. I did all the research before we came into the industry as a broker. We did not have a problem getting shippers our first year. Because remember I tell y'all about all the things that shippers are gonna want you to have. Okay, they're gonna want you to have what? A Dun & Bradstreet pay index of at least what, 92. The best you can get is 100. Okay, how do we get that in a first year broker? All right, they're also gonna want you to have probably somewhere close to a minimum of $260,000, $250,000 in liquid assets, money in reserve, to pay for up to to prepay for up to 30% of the amount of freight that they're going to be contracting you with. Because a lot of them, because you're first year broker, they're going to want you to prepay for your freight, and that gets very expensive. Okay, so how do we get that cash? You're also going to want you to have 7 references to attest to in writing that they've done business with you, your organization, or the owners or partners of your organization for at least 6 months in a row consecutively without a break in the amount of $300,000 plus in business. So how do you get those things if you're a first year broker? Can anybody tell me? Anybody tell me how you get those things as a first year broker? What's your best guess?
Investors.
Exactly. Gotta get investors. Y'all watch Shark Tank, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
Exactly. All right.
I
So
do.
you gotta put together your business plan. You gotta put together your pitch. You gotta put together your business model, and then you gotta go out and you gotta knock on money doors. We went out and we asked everybody who had money: insurance companies, banks, law firms, sports management firms, doctor's offices, dentist, groups and all types of stuff, car dealership. We went to anybody that had mega money and we pitched them. We pitched them on the idea that we were a different type of brokerage firm. We pitched them on the idea that we were not a binary structure, we was a tri-structure. We pitched them on the idea that our broker agents will only do half the job that other broker agents are doing, but they will be paid 3 times as much. At the same time, the brokerage firm would retain more of our brokerage fee. We pitched them on every aspect that we could make attractive and show them that we were different than anything else that was out there, and how by our structure, we could create instant branches throughout the United States so that when we go live, it looks as if we've got branches strategically located all over the United States to handle all shipping lines. And lo and behold, it got us 2 investors, a sports management firm and a law firm. Both were very prominent here in Florida and throughout the United States. They each invested $160,000 each. So what did that give us? That gave us, first of all, the money in reserves to prepay for loads. It gave us about, because our partners were longstanding, legit businesses that had been in business for quite some time and could supply a slew of references. It gave us a Dun & Bradstreet credit report, very high to start off with, because we were partnering with the right people. Now, I know a lot of smaller brokerage firms are not going to do that, okay? But that's what you have to do if you want to succeed as a brokerage firm off rip, okay? Now, and that's this is some of the things that we're going to be. You all are actually getting a preview of how we're going to be going into these new brokerage firms when we start our broker efficiency consulting division, okay? When we bring you all on as consultants, these are some of the things that you all are going to be doing when you go in and evaluate those firms. You're going to reevaluate them. You're going to restructure them to where they can present themselves and look like big competing brokerage firms, which would give them a leg up when they go out and try and get shipped. Okay, so these are some of the things that we as a consulting firm on that end of it coming in May when we kickstart that. This is just a preview of some of the stuff that you all are going to be doing. Okay, now that we've gotten ourselves and we look like a brokerage firm, we look like a big brokerage firm. Okay, now it's time to do what? We built a nice website here where shippers can go and on board. We put our branded material out on YouTube and all the social media sites and all that type of stuff. And we also did one other very important thing. What would that be? Can anybody tell me? Very important. Very important. Probably as important as getting the investors. Anybody tell me? All right. Connecting with the right factoring company. Remember, the last time we had broker training, we had something called factoring companies. I don't think you know what you think you know about factoring companies. Factoring companies are more than just a company that advances you money so that you can get paid on loads, pay loads faster. Okay. One of the things that factoring companies do, when a shipper asks you for references of someone you're doing business with who does more than $300,000, in business every month, wouldn't factory companies fall into that category?
Yes.
Exactly. So factory companies can actually give you a great reference because you are contracted with them. They do way more than $300,000 in business every month. And they are a direct financial link to let the shipper know that you have access to money other than your investors, other than what you have in reserve. You have access to, because factory companies can do what? They can finance equipment. They can do what? They can do loans up to $2 million. They can do revolving lines of credit, 200, 300, $500,000 in revolving lines of credit, all types of stuff. So if you got the right factory company, and that factory company sends you over all the stuff that they can do for you, and you attach that yourself to the shipper, then the shipper says, wow, this company really has it together. You know, they've really secured all the things that they need to do what? To effectively take ownership of freight, insure it well. They have money backing them in case something happens and the insurance company doesn't come through. They got money that they can pull from somewhere to make sure we're taken care of. Y'all starting to see how shippers think when they're looking for brokers to take ownership of their freight? And you see why a lot of these first-year shippers find it so difficult. I mean, these first-year brokers find it so difficult to contract with shippers because they're not set up in a manner, they're not reflecting themselves as a adequately sufficient brokerage firm to handle what these shippers want. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So it's very important that you make yourself look and feel like a brokerage firm that can handle whatever a shipper is, supplying you with, and you're going to be able to take care of that. So now that you got all this stuff in place, all right, now it's time for you to go out and reach out to some of these shippers. Brings us back to here. Okay, so you attach your broker's packet right here. You attach your carrier onboarding packet right there, and whatever else you want to attach there to assure that shipper that you are, good, trustworthy, you got money in the bank, whatever the case may be, and all that type of stuff. All right, and then you go out here and you type up a little, brief, summary of who you are and what you're seeking, what you're trying to do. I'm looking to get on several lanes for my reefer carriers, dry van carriers, and my carriers. We have X number of branches throughout the United States to adequately supply your shipping lanes and things of that nature. Under 2,000 characters. It's in, and then they will contact you and let you know what lanes you qualify for, if any. This is why I like this site. This is why I like this area that we use to contact shippers. And you're never gonna run out of shippers to contact using this site right here. Never gonna run out of shippers to contact. Now, is there a better way to contact shippers? I don't think so. I'll put it this way: is there a better way to locate shippers? I don't think so. I've tried quite a few of them. We looked through about 7 of these SIC code sites, and there are several out there. But to me, this is the best one. This is why we use this one to help you all find shippers. Okay, this is why we supply you all with this one in the back office. It is the best one. It is the easiest one to operate. And it has all the tools, everything you need, basically. Okay. All right. Any questions on where to find shippers if you're within our platform?
No.
Okay. Now, let's talk about the pitch. Okay. Let's talk about the pitch, because there is a pitch, and you all kind of briefly got a chance to see it within our onboarding package. The pitch is basically the same The shipper's pitch. All right, let me find the shipper's pitch here. Right here. This is the shipper's pitch right here. Shipper's general freight script. All right. Now we have a couple of scripts here. This is the one we use. It says it helps, breaks the ice, and gives shippers a reason to consider sending you their load list. Okay, but it's the script. You don't have to memorize this because we always say learn it because you're gonna pitch it live. But a lot of times when dealing with shippers, you're gonna do two things. You're gonna email this and you're going to pitch it to them. All right. You're gonna do both. You're gonna email it and you're going to pitch it. You call shippers up. The reason why you want to email this first, because it gives you something to talk about with the secretary or with the person who is manning the phone, the gatekeeper, right? Everybody knows who the gatekeeper is. That person you got to get past in order to get to the person who actually makes the decision, right? Right?
Right.
All right. And what's the best way to get past the gatekeeper? The best way to get past the gatekeeper is by having what? An appointment, right?
Yep.
So if you send them a packet first by email, and when you call up, now I didn't say lie, but you are going to infer that you have an appointment. When you because you have already sent them some stuff, and you're going to call up, you're going to say, hey, Mr. or Mrs. Gatekeeper, how you doing today? Great. This is Calvin Butler, Mr. So-and-so. And you have to do some research to find out who the actual shipping manager is or operations manager. Also, is Mrs. So he's expecting my call because I sent them over an email last night, and I was expecting me to give him a call so we can discuss this. Now, are you lying? No, because you sent him an email basically informing him that you were going to call, right? So you're not lying. You did send an email, and you did inform them that you were going to be following the email up with a phone call to discuss what's in the email. Y'all see how it goes? Now, this is simply a way that you can it gives you something to legitimately talk about and honestly talk about to get past the gatekeeper. Does everybody see what we're doing?
Yes.
Okay.
So, okay, how do you know who you asking for?
Just call and find out. Remember when you went to the shipper locator site?
Uh-huh.
And you pull up all the information?
Uh-huh.
Right? When you go on the company, click on the company's website, right?
Profile.
There you go.
Right.
Now you're thinking. You click on the company's website, it's right there in the Citco site. You click on the company's website and you go to their what? Profile. Or who they are.
Profile or organization.
Exactly.
Line up.
Every company has it on their main website. Who's in charge of what?
Well, that sounds better because I was like, when I was calling, I would say, hi, my name is Deja, blah, blah, blah. Can I speak to shipping and receiving? And then they would send me right over to them. But sometimes those people really didn't know anything either.
Exactly.
So.
Exactly. So, you just go around and say, yeah, hey, I'm calling to speak to the shipping and receiving manager, John. I always just use their first name because it makes it sound like I know them already. I just use the first name. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, John over at Shipping and Receiving is expecting my call. I sent him an email last night, and we were supposed to discuss some loads and stuff like that. Okay, well, hold on. Let me get him on the line for you. Sometimes they come back and they say, well, John wanted me to ask for you again. So this is Calvin now. I see him over an email last night outlining our meeting for this morning. And then now she gets back to John, and John thinks, I missed the meeting. So then Doug comes on, he's apologizing. Hey, I'm sorry, but for some reason, I didn't get it or it slipped my mind, but can you refresh my memory on what we were supposed to be talking about today? So,
That's hilarious.
yeah, but that's what you got to do, right? You got to do what you got to do to get to them, right?
Right.
Okay. These are just some of the tricks of the trade, okay? How to get past the gatekeeper, how to get in touch with the person that actually makes that decision, right? Now, once you get in touch with them, then you're going to hit them with, hey, this is why you should work with us. Our network utilizes the most advanced technology in the industry to serve our customers. We've integrated their CNTMS, transportation management systems, and logistics software in all 67 active independent dispatch firms strategically positioned throughout the United States to adequately service all major shipping. That's a lot. Say it, ain't it? Sounds like we are a huge firm, right? But we actually did have more than that by the time we switched over to a dispatch. We had close to 300 independent freight brokerage firms. But we changed this to dispatch firm when we switched over to a dispatch. But before we were a freight brokerage firm, we had more than 300 freight broker agents working from their homes throughout the United States. Now, did I say freight broker agents who are working from their homes throughout the United States? No. We said what? In all 67 or all 300 active freight broker branches, by branch locations. Now we say dispatch firm, but back then we were saying about branch locations strategically positioned throughout the United States to adequately serve all major shippers. Now, when a shipper hears that, what are they thinking? What are they thinking? If you're a shipper, you heard that we had 67, 100, 200, 300, branch locations strategically positioned throughout the United States. What are you thinking?
Sounds like a big company.
Exactly. These guys can handle every lane we got.
Right, lane coverage.
There you go, lane coverage. So that's what's important to a shipper, right?
Yep.
Exactly. Lane coverage. And then the next thing that's most important to a shipper is how are you going to be able to move their low-paying freight? Those are the things that concern shippers. So you go ahead and you address that, and you got to structure your firm. You got to structure you got to create your business structure to reflect that. Okay. A lot of times it's not about what you actually have, it's about how you actually present it. Do y'all agree with that?
Yes, sir.
Exactly. Because in reality, we had one corporate office here in Tallahassee, myself, my business partner, a few interns, right? But we had a whole bunch of freight broker agents who were signing on with us because of the way we were structured. Half of them only did what? Contact shippers. The other half of them, all they did was book freight. So it gave us the perception of that we had a whole bunch of branches all over the United States. But we didn't refer to our freight broker agents as freight broker agents. We refer to them as RBBS branch manager. Y'all see how the perception changes?
All about the timeline.
Exactly. When you say I've got 67 freight broker agents, you're thinking about a boiler room full of people sitting all in one place making phone calls, right?
Yep.
But when I say I got 67 branch locations, what does that give you a picture in your mind? Lane coverage. They got branches in Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Louisiana, Mississippi, Oklahoma, Colorado. You see what I'm saying? It's all about how you set up your firm and how you label. Okay. These are some of the things that we're going to be teaching you all as consultants for those of you who sent us those letters of interest, and we decide to call you all back next month when we start making these phone calls back, and we start going into training next month, because we want to launch this by May. So we're gathering those letters of interest now, and next month we'll be making phone calls back in the first week of next month, and then after that we will go into training. I'm actually working on building, I'm working on finishing up the website for that division as we speak. Okay, but what you're getting now is a preview of what we're going to be, how we're going to go in, and we're going to change the appearance of these brand new brokerage firms. These brokerage firms that have been in business for 3 months, 6 months, 8 months, 9 months, and haven't signed on one shipper. They're bleeding profusely. I mean, they need a tourniquet. They need someone to come in and stop the bleeding and start to heal them. That's going to be your job as an efficiency consultant. Your job is going to be to go in, restructure them, work with them for 2 years, and helping them to what? Contract shippers, contract owner operators, book freight, get them up to doing, ideally up to the point where they are earning close to $250,000 a year. That's our goal for every brokerage firm. Have them earning no less than $250,000 a year. So if you have them earning that and you're getting 2.5% of that, right? That equals to a good little paycheck, right? Right?
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah. But it's going to require you to work with them, work with their people. Get them up to doing what we want to get them up. Right? So get that brokerage firm doing at least $250,000. That's $6,250. Now, that's just one brokerage firm. Now, what could you ideally get a brokerage firm up to in revenue? Ideally, the bare minimum is that's where we want to be at. And you all are probably going to be working with 3, 4, 5, 6 brokerage firms each. Okay? Depends on how many brokerage firms you can go out there and you can bring in. And basically, you're going to be, part of your job is going to be going out, locating, and recruiting brokerage firms. Okay? Selling the efficiency program. You're going to be selling it to brokerage firms. Have them to come in, and when they come in, they're going to pay a $500 fee to sign on with us. And then after that, they pay us 5% of their revenue for us managing them for 2 years. Yeah.
Calvin, that sounds very good, but can you emphasize, like, say, is it going to be like more levels, like 1, 2, and 3? Because what if somebody who completely need help from A to Z with their brokerage firm? Are you going to spend that much time with that one person?
Well, we're going to assume that they all need help from A to Z. Okay? Because there are hardly any brokerage firms out there that doesn't operate on a binary system.
Mm-hmm.
When you got the broker, right, has the authority, right, and then he has the broker agents, right? Broker agents do all the work. All the end of them work on the tri-level system. When you split, you divide that work up. You have the broker, then you have the executive, the shipper acquisitions executives, and you have the booking agents. So that freight broker agents, that position is now split into 2 different positions. And you're only doing what you are good at. If you're good at talking to shippers, you would be up here as a shipper acquisition executive. You're good at dealing with the carriers and the freight book, you will be out here on the booking agent side. All you do is make phone calls and get shippers signed up, and that's your account. All you down here is get carriers signed up and book freight. So now you got that tri-system going. There's not, I can probably think of 3 brokerage firms out there right now that operate on that system. TQL operates on that system, sort of. Okay. C.H. Robinson, they definitely operate on that system. That's why they're the largest, most profitable brokerage firm in the world right now. Okay.
I get it. Thank you.
So they have perfected that system.
The craft in the system. Yeah.
Exactly. Now, that system is more suited for smaller, mid-range brokerage firms. Because if you try to operate on the binary system and you're not a mega firm, you're going to lose every time. And that's what everybody's trying to do now. I mean, they try to operate on the binary system. So that's all they know. Our job will be to go out and educate them on the tri-system and to show them how to implement that into their firm. Then after that, you all will work closely with their people, their broker agents, and train them how to be better salespeople. Okay, we're going to supply them with tools and resources, just like you all have tools and resources within this this network. Chances are, what we will be doing is we will be blending or bleeding over the tools and resources that we have now into that new platform and giving them access to those same tools, those same resources. Okay.
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right. So now, for those of you who are brokers right now, but this is what you need. Okay, you need this type of stuff. Right now, now all this stuff is in your back office already. You can use this stuff and change it and put your information on it. Change it from a dispatcher's to a broker, because this is what we were normally using when we were a brokerage firm, but we're no longer a brokerage firm, so we had to change over to our dispatch status. But the terminology and the words you're going to be using is going to be primarily the same. So feel free to adopt this and change this to fit your specific situation. Okay? All right. Now, you sent them the pitch, well, you sent them the email, you called them up. Now, when you call them up, are you going to just restate the stuff that's in that email? Not really. Because you're going to talk dollars and negotiate dollars and cents. Because now you're going to get down to the nitty gritty. Why? Because you're talking to the person who you really need to talk to. What that person really wants to know is you're only going to have about 20 seconds. Okay? You're only going to have about 20 seconds to catch their real attention. And the way you do that, you're going to go in and you're immediately going to address the low-paying freight. Immediately, that's the first thing you're going to do when you get them on that phone. When you get John, Johnny, Jim, Mary, Sue, whoever, Clarice, whoever it is who's in charge of that freight, right? You're going to immediately go in, you're going to talk to them about what? Their low-paying freight. Clarice, let me ask you a question. Y'all got a lot of freight that y'all need to move. Yes, I understand that. And ask them questions. How much freight do you all need to move each week? Well, we have about $3 billion of freight that we need to move every week. Okay. How much of that is cheap freight? Freight that you can only afford to pay no more than $1.75 a mile, $1 a mile. Ooh, now you're talking the language, right? Right? You think that's gonna grab their attention right away?
Yes.
Exactly. You don't want to go into a shipper talking about the good paying freight. You can the dog to move good paying freight. Anybody can move good paying freight. They want to know, can you help us move our low paying freight, our cheap freight that nobody wants, the freight that's been sitting here for months and holding water. Okay, well, Clary is good news. I can help you move probably about 20%. of your low paying freight each and every week. We got a lot of low paying freight. How you gonna do that? Well, that's another question. Well, obviously, we're gonna lose money on it. We're gonna lose money on it. What do you mean? Yeah, we're gonna lose money on it. If you can only afford to pay $1.75, we're gonna offer $2. If you can only afford to pay $2.50, if you can only afford to pay $1.50, we're gonna offer $1.99. You know, we're gonna lose money on it. You know, we're gonna add 50 cents per mile, 25 cents per mile, or 30 cents per mile, whatever we got to do to bring it up to a level playing field so that carriers, so that freight will become more attractive to carriers and owner operators, and it will prompt them to move that freight. Y'all see what's going on? And then you follow that up with, now, quite naturally, if we're gonna lose money on your low paying freight, we gotta have something that we're gonna make money on. So how much freight do you have that you would consider your high end freight? Freight that pays at least $8, $9, $10, $12 per mile. Y'all see what we did? We went from losing money on the low paying freight, we can move 20 to 25% of that. And we immediately go to the high paying freight, get an inventory of how much of high paying freight they have. This is how you negotiate with shippers, you all, in case y'all didn't know. This is a more effective way of negotiating with shippers. I know you all have never heard this before us, but trust me, this is what shippers want to know. Okay, so you go from there to the high end. Let me tell you, yeah, we've got roughly, 600 million in high dollar freight. Okay, great. We can probably help you move about 50% of that. Right? Why? Because it's high dollar freight. Easy to move high dollar freight, right? Does everybody agree high dollar freight is easy to move?
Of course.
Yes. Yeah, of course. It's easy to move. So what you're gonna do is, you got your low paying freight you're gonna lose money on, your high dollar freight that you're gonna obviously make money on, and you're gonna use the high dollar freight to do what? Balance out the low dollar freight, right? So if you've got 25 to 30% of the low dollar freight that you'll be moving, but you've got a whole bunch of low dollar freight. So you may have 1,000 loads a week, to move of the low dollar freight. But on the other end, you may have only 600 loads a week or 500 loads a week of the high dollar freight. The high dollar freight is paying $10 to $12 per mile. So you use that to balance out those 1,000 loads of low dollar freight, right? Now, here's the most important question of all that when it comes to you and your pockets. Mr. Shipper, Clarice, how much freight do you have that is medium range freight, called the working man's freight? Freight that pays between $3 and $7 per mile. Oh, we got a ton of that. Great, because that's where you can make your money at. Okay, so you take 25% of the low dollar freight. You're gonna help them move 25% of that. You're gonna take 50% of the high dollar freight. You're gonna help them move half of that. And so you might help them move all of that if you can gather enough carriers to move it, right? And that medium range freight, that's where you're gonna line your pockets. So that medium range freight, you're basically gonna be keeping all of your revenue and your profits are gonna stay with you on the medium end freight. So the medium freight, you got it from $3 to $7 per mile. You're gonna put a whole bunch of it out there on low boards. You're gonna put a lot of the high dollar freight on low boards. You're gonna put the low pay freight on low boards. Low pay freight is gonna be adding 25 to 50% to it per mile, right? So here's what you do. Don't throw all your low dollar freight onto the low boards first. Throw your high dollar freight, all of it, onto the low boards. Then you put about 20% of your low dollar freight or 25% of your low dollar freight on the low boards after you've placed your high dollar freight. Anybody give me a reason for that strategy? Anybody see the reason?
I would say because first you making money,
There you
then
go.
you
You want to create a reserve of money that you can do a giveaway on the low dollar freight. Right? So if you got loads already booked on the high dollar freight, you can go ahead and have a projection of what your revenue stream is going to be. Then you can take that projection of revenue stream and you can calculate how much of that revenue you're going to have to funnel down to your low dollar freight to balance it out to get that freight moved. And then your middle range freight, you're going to post all of it on the low, but as much of it as you can. You're going to flood the low board with that. Why? Because that's where your money is made. You're losing money on your low dollar freight. You're balancing out, making a little bit of money, breaking even on your high dollar freight, but on your middle line freight is where you're making all your money. Everybody see the logic to that strategy.
yes.
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 Have y'all ever heard this before?
I have.
Okay, great. Hear from someone who's successful. Okay. All right, look. Oh boy. All right, we're getting close here. All right, real quick. We're gonna stop right there on that part of it. Let's go into what I told y'all we were going to do. The characteristics. All right. 8 traits successful freight brokers have in common. Freight brokers live a fast-paced life, but what they may not tell you in freight broker training school is the fact that the highway to success in this industry is littered the large number of inactive property broker licenses. Okay? Remember I told y'all about 90% of first-year freight brokers will belly up the first year. High turnover rate. It's because of some of the stuff that we just discussed. They just don't know about the pitfalls and what they really need to be successful in this industry. So the question is, what do you do so you don't become a part of cold statistics? In an informal roundtable discussion with active and successful freight brokers and agents, we were able to dig out the top 8 traits that most of them and their peers shared, listed here in random order. Number 1, they are self-motivated. All right. The successful freight broker is driven by passion, a reason for being, if you like. Okay. Whether it's more time with the family, that's a lot of y'all's reason. You're on the road, you're truck drivers, you need more time with your family, so you want to find something that's going to generate a little the same or not more revenue and give you that time home. Enough resources to support a hobby. Okay. You have expensive hobbies. I don't know what your hobby might be. You might like to race racing boats or something. And, it costs $20,000, race fees, something like that. I don't know. Some of y'all got them kind of expensive hobbies. I don't know. Or whatever it is that drives your enthusiasm. This motivation is the key that kicks them off the bed early in the morning and gets them going out the hectic. Okay. All right. You'd be surprised. Money isn't often the top motivator for successful freight brokers. The reason they give why money takes second, third, or even fourth place to the burning passion when the business is slow and the cash register is not ringing much. This reason for being helps them slug through the rough patch. Now, I would have to say that is true to a certain extent. Okay. My passion was when I started on this journey to be, to get into this side of it, the freight industry. Okay. I had a fear of being homeless again. That was and is my greatest fear. Okay. So I wanted to to do something that I could control, that I could, direct my own, thing and have control over it and generate what I wanted to generate based off of my own doing, and not have to worry about someone else controlling that part of my life, my financial stability, my financial future, all that stuff. I wanted to be in control of that, and this industry has provided that, and that is my driving factor. It's not so much of being money; it's more of the independence. Does everybody understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Okay. For you all, that could be something different. It might be just the sheer money. A young lady called me today, and she was coming from the insurance side of things, and she was working with schools and this and that, and it hasn't been that great. And she made a statement to me. She says, I asked her, what was her motivation, and she said, and her statement was, I just have this overwhelming motivation to be a broker and do my own thing. I said, okay, so which is your driving motivation? Is it to be a broker, or is it to do your own thing? And what she came up with is really, it doesn't really matter if she's a broker or not. She just wanted to be able to do her own thing. So eventually she went from, I got her off of the brokering and put her more onto dispatching her first year. Why? Because it's easier. Second, because it's less commitment, less liability, requires less financial continued commitment and things of that nature. And you're still working in the same industry and gaining the same skill set and knowledge and working with the same people and things of that nature. So if her desire truly is to become a broker, by doing the dispatching part of it first, she's able to gain the stability, build a book of business, build her references, build her skill set and her knowledge. So if she still wants to become a broker, then she has what? She has all the characteristics, everything she needs to sustain herself while she do that. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
But chances are, because of her statement, I want to do my own thing, she'll probably never become a broker. She'll probably stick with running a dispatch firm, because she's going to find out that she can do her own thing with less liability. Now, this is just my opinion. Okay, some people may have a different opinion, but she's going to find out that she can do her own thing with less liability, and she can build a dispatch firm as large as she can do any brokerage firm. Not saying that brokerage firms are not profitable; they are extremely profitable if they are done the right way, but they are also much more volatile. Okay, because you have so much liability, so much at stake. One or two things start going wrong with your brokerage firm, then it could be devastating. Y'all agree with me on that? You have a couple of trucks out there on the road, and they have a couple of fatal accidents. Random change. I mean, it's probably likely that's going to happen under the same brokerage firm, in the same month or 2 month period, or even the same year period, what it could be. But it can happen, right? Or someone steals your identity, your MC number, your DOT number, and starts running fraudulent, loads underneath your broker's identity. Things can happen. Trust me, I know it happened to us. Things can happen. Okay, so as a brokerage firm, because you have so much liability, when things start to happen like that, it's going to affect you in a larger way than it would if you were a dispatch firm. Does everybody agree with that? Everybody see how that can be?
Yes.
All right. This is some of the things that we want you all to keep in mind when you all start pursuing brokerage. When y'all start, I want to be a broker, I want to be a broker, I want to be a broker. So what you're going to do is ask yourself, sit back and truly ask yourself, do you really want to be a broker, or do you just want to run your own thing? Okay, so that could be two different things. It could be very different. You're saying you want to run a brokerage because that seems like the thing that everyone is doing to run their own thing, but can you run your own thing within the industry and still have just as much clout, just as much revenue, just as much respect, and whatever else you're looking for within the industry as you can by being a brokerage firm? Okay, just keep that in mind. Successful brokers have a strategic mindset. Now, you all know that that's how we train. We train you all to be strategic. We teach and train strategy all the time. That's all we've talked about tonight, strategy, okay? Much of the daily routine of a freight brokerage involves 1,001 details. When you're embroiled in these for too long, there's a tendency not to see the forest for the trees. Have y'all ever heard me use that term before? You know, I call it noise. Remember, because I tell y'all all the time, don't get caught up in the noise of the industry. Same thing. Don't start get to the point to where you can't see the forest for all the trees. Okay? You lose sight of the big picture, your vision for setting up a freight brokerage business. You start making decisions that's long on short-term advantages, but short on long-term benefits. We repeat that. You start making decisions that's long on short-term advantages, but short on long-term benefits. All right? Remember we talk about how you can take your owner-operators either as a dispatcher or as a broker. If you got carriers that sign on with you, and the carrier says to you, I like to run long loads, haul loads because it pays more money. Is that an accurate statement? Or is that just someone looking at the trees and not seeing the forest? Y'all understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly. So we talk about that a lot. And the same thing with your brokerage firm, okay? When you're setting up your brokerage firm, remember we talked to the gentleman said that he pays his people this, and I said, well, I think you're doing your people a disservice. We got to a big, lengthy conversation about it. That's what we mean. You're seeing, you can't see the forest because you're looking at all the trees. You're not thinking about your long-term growth and sustainability. You're only thinking about right now, the short-term advantage. And if you're going to be a successful brokerage firm or dispatch firm, you have to think strategically and think about the long-term growth of your company. That's why it is better to pay your people a lot more money on the residual end and set up that type of structure and pay them if you've got the perfect example. If you're a freight broker, you got 5 freight broker farm agents, right? If they're doing all the work, why are you going to take the larger percentage? Why are you going to take 70% and pay them 30%, or take 60% and pay them 40%? You really should be paying them the 60%, you're taking the 40%. Why? Because you're collecting that 40% from more of them, and they're only collecting their 60% from only what they do. See that? Y'all see the difference in that? The flip-flop is you're concentrating on what? Long-term, because you're not creating your own competition. You're doing it the other way around. All you're doing is training your own competition. You got to stick with you long enough to learn what they need to learn. Then they're going to jump out and they're going to try to do the same thing you're doing. Start a brokerage firm, bring the people in, pay them the 40% and they take the 60%, pay them the 30% and take the 70%. You're just creating your own competition. That's all you're doing. And that is a self-destructive way of doing business. Okay, so the key here is to get yourself built up, get yourself more freight broker agents, and you're paying them each 60%, 60%. So you're taking the 40% or you're taking the 30%, or whatever the case may be. And the more freight broker agents you have, the more money your company will make, right? And your agents will be happier because you're paying them the larger percentage, and your company will sustain itself and have longevity, and your company will grow. That's why the tri system is so much better. It promotes loyalty to your company. People want to stay with you instead of learning stuff and then becoming your company. Okay. Again, you all are getting some insight onto how we're going to be training you all to deal with these brokerage firms when you go in and start managing them as their consultants. Okay. All right. Short-term, long-term benefits. When that happens, the business could quickly lose its competitive advantage and stop getting better. Successful freight brokers with a strategic mindset continually review and refine how they do things, unafraid to learn new things. They're also aware of what's going on in their industry, particularly with their competitors and partners, so that their business can easily and quickly adapt to any negative or even positive market changes. Okay? Remember, we always talk about identifying and recognizing opportunities within the industry. Someone asked me a while back, do I worry about sharing too much on social media, on YouTube, with the free videos and things of that nature? I said, nah, because by the time they figure it out, we move on to something else. So you always got to be one step ahead of your competition. Okay? When the competition, they figure out how we're doing a certain thing and what we're doing works or whatever, this and that, they figure out they're giving people tools and resources, works and things that by the time they catch up, we've already moved past that. Onto something else. We're on to what? Helping what? Brokerage firms to last longer or to be more profitable. We've already moved into a whole new division, you know, a whole separate division. Have something else going on along with our tools and resources. Okay? We're helping members within our platform develop software that helps the industry move forward in leaps and bounds, like the straight dispatch. And the fact that we're working on our own load board. And the fact that I'm also working on creating something that's going to help these owner operators know the playing field when it comes to cheap freight. All right. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and push this through. My wife just came downstairs and gave me that look, like we've been on this too long. Okay. Number 3, they are results driven. Successful freight brokers can get goals, can set goals and define the tactical actions to obtain the results they want. Some business owners often get trapped in the launch preparation of a new venture. Crafting the business plan, studying the market, perfecting documentation and procedures, and the millions other details. Often the thing that could spell success in the ability, excuse me, is the ability to hit the ground running, even if all your ducks aren't in a row yet. You can always refine and redefine as you go as you go along. That's what it was supposed to say. So you're doing something tangible and measurable to achieve the goals you have set for yourself and your brokerage firm. Other freight brokers have found that setting benchmarks and milestones towards achieving an objective help them chop up a big goal into small, manageable, and achievable pieces. Okay? Number 4, they are highly customer oriented. I'm just gonna go through this stuff real quick because a lot of the stuff you all are gonna be able to read. Because I'm gonna place this in the back office site under the logistics library. Okay, they are highly customer oriented. Freight brokerage sector has a customer-centric culture. A happy customer is a repeat and loyal customer. Successful brokers are helpful and devoted to the customer's interests to keep the business flourishing. In this case, the shipper's interest on the speedy and safe delivery of their shipments, and the carriers focus on getting paid directly and on time. Freight brokers who have a deep base of repeat customers are anticipatory, I think I said that right, and responsive to the needs of the public they serve. It's not what in it for me, but what can I do to help that keeps their business continually visible. I mean, the Bible. Sorry about that Bible. Number 5, the best have a proactive perspective. When loads are moving from shipper to consignee, many things are going on at the same time. Many things can also go wrong. Anticipating problem areas and having different response mechanisms to address things that could go wrong is the mark of a successful freight broker. You must know what to do when the truck breaks down in the middle of the desert highway or an accident happens. Successful freight brokers don't only have a B plan in place, they also have a plan C or even a plan D, just in case. 6, they're very decisive. When you have a big picture family in mind, choosing what to do first among what's necessary, urgent, or important cuts your decision-making time in half. Knowing which tasks to prioritize and which to put on the back burner when crunch time comes are useful skills in this profession. Successful brokers know what must be done first and quickly. Number 7, freight brokers nurture relationships. I tell y'all that all the time. Build a relationship with your carrier, build a relationship with your shipper, build a relationship with your customers. Building and nurturing relationships for the long term is vital to growing a robust freight brokerage business. At the heart of your engagements is 1, the ability to cooperate with a diverse mix of individuals and organizations with an equally diverse culture and values. And 2, the communication savvy to maintain helpful, beneficial, and harmonious relationships. I know y'all heard me use that word on many occasions, harmonious. And number 8, they are very flexible. In this fast-paced environment, the successful freight broker has a firm handle on everything that's going on while doing other things at the same time. Multitasking is a skill that most think they have in spades, but only a few has actually mastered. Okay? Make sure that you're multitasking smartly. That is, you're working on your strengths, not on your weaknesses. Making it to the freight broker's big leagues doesn't only mean knowing the theoretical stuff that you learn in freight broker training, like these characteristics traits successful freight brokers show. Making it big means having a firm handle on the intangibles too. And that last statement describes our platform to the people. Okay. We're not that concerned with learning the rules, regulations, terms, terminology, and stuff like that. We work on the intangibles. But the intangibles is what's going to make you successful. The intangible is what's actually going to put money in your pocket. Do you all agree with that?
Yeah, anybody can teach you that.
Exactly. All right. With that being said, that's going to do it for tonight, everybody. Okay. I know we don't have I didn't give a lot of time for a Q&A, but tomorrow night is Q&A. So everything on tomorrow will be all Q&A. Please be sure to write down your questions tonight. Get them in order and get them ready for tomorrow. Because when we start tomorrow, that's all it's going to be. I'm going to be in training. It's going to be all Q&A. So make sure you all are ready to return tomorrow at 8 sharp and have your questions ready. I want you all to just start firing questions, and I'm going to be here to answer them. All right. Hope y'all got a lot out of tonight's freight how-to freight broker training. I know we haven't had much of the freight broker training, but we're going to try and correct that, especially going into this new division that we're going to be starting in May. I have received, several, probably about 15, 20 letters of interest. Okay, we're going to be looking at bringing on about 25 people to start with as consultants. After we start getting more and more brokerage firms, probably within the first 3 to 4 months after we do our initial launch, we'll be looking to bring on another 25. Because what we want to do, first of all, we want to take the first 25 and get our feet wet. So I'm going to be looking at people who I think have a strong, why do I have a red mark on my screen? Where did that come from? Do you all see that?
Yes.
Yeah, I think somebody drew on the
Yeah, I got to apologize. Yeah, that was me.
Okay. I thought it was a string at first. I'm trying to rub it off my hand. Like, that ain't. All right. Y'all got jokes tonight. All right, cool. But we're gonna take that first 25, and we're gonna use that as our test. We're gonna build what we're gonna build from that first 25, and then we're gonna see how things go. We're gonna reevaluate and see what we need to add and what we need to correct. And our goal is we want all of the consultants to be, basically you're gonna be going into these brokerage firms and you're gonna be taking them over, for lack of a better word. Not literally taking them over, but management is gonna be looking to you for advice, guidance, structure, okay? Training on a weekly basis. You all are gonna have access to your own Zoom accounts, and you're gonna be conducting training like this, 2, sometimes 3 nights a week with those brokers. You're managing 3, 4, 5 brokers. You're gonna have them all in your training session. And you're gonna be helping them to get shipping. I'm not saying gonna make phone calls for you. What you're gonna be doing is you're gonna be something on how they can better their sales skills so that their salespeople can go and bring those shippers in. And have to structure themselves in a way that other salespeople have to concentrate on that. And you can be successful with that, and you'll be successful not just for them, but for yourself. Okay. All right. Hope I learned something. Hope everyone got a lot of tonight's stream. I will see you all back here tomorrow night. Thank you all for the kind words y'all said last night. I had to cancel people just driving crazy. But I'm back to my old self now, and I gotta go. My wife is like, I told you not to stay too long. So the boss is called. I'll see y'all. Stay on again. See you back tomorrow night. Good night, everybody.
Good night.